Yeah. Welcome back to another edition of the Linc Up. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. I'm joined by none other than my man, Lord Brunson, LB, the
Yes,
Broad
sir.
Street Bully in the building, and the Symone Stanley. Y'all know who she is. She got some of the best interviews in the game, if not the best. She a globe-trotting superstar. You know who she is. Check her out. You saw the vlog. She in Brazil doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
The Mike Vick joint, the joint you had on the Mike Vick joint, that was tough. That was crazy. Hey, I see you with the concepts.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
I had to silence the what was supposed to be competition. I had to leave that on Twitter.
Hey man.
Oh man. Never.
I'm gonna just say one no. I'm gonna say you got the same record as the Eagles.
Notice there was no conversation about that no more.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It was over.
There was no conversation.
All it took was one. That's all. But
one hitter.
But listen, hopefully the Eagles, they not a one-hit wonder. Hopefully they keep this energy going, right? They handle business against the Green Bay Packers. Before we get into the Atlanta Falcons, though, I want to pick your brain about that game a little bit because we ain't talked since then. I know a little bit. We was DMing back and forth during the game a little bit, but we really didn't tap in on this one yet. So LB, let's start with you, right? Based off that game, what were some things you took away from it? The good, the bad, the ugly, the in between. Let me know what your perspective was.
You talking about the Brazil game or the Falcons game?
The Brazil game.
From the Brazil game, I really. A lot of people want to harp on Jalen Hurts' decision making. Listen, the first pick was brutal. I'm gonna keep it a stack. The first one was brutal, but I want to talk about situational football in reference to that interception. He was backed up in his own end zone. You can't really throw it away there. You can't take an intentional ground in there. You know what I mean? So that would be a safety. So I think he just tried to throw it up and hope that it would be incomplete. But Dallas Goedert was wide open underneath to give your punter some cushion and you know what I mean, scramble for a couple yards. So first of all, if Jalen Hurts don't throw the two interceptions, only one was his fault. AJ slipped on the other. If Jalen Hurts don't throw those interceptions, I think we're talking about him being elite. I think we talking about are the Eagles you know what I mean? It's a little more respect on our name this week. But he threw the interceptions, you know what I mean? Some growing pains. I already predicted a slow start, so it really didn't surprise me. And I also predicted the Philadelphia Eagles to still win that game. The field conditions was horrible. It was basura. It was trash. I don't know another word in another language for trash, but come on, man. The NFL disrespectful, man.
I got the Brazilian fans. They behind the whole country behind me now.
Well, they understand basura.
Light. You gotta keep it cute because they probably.
I gotta keep it a bean. Yeah. Oh, listen.
No, I gotta.
It was bad.
They support me too, bro. They support me too. I got super chats from them and everything.
I got a whole.
Hey, man,
I talk nice about them.
They ain't show me. They ain't show me no love. But this the thing though, man. I think the NFL, so it's not Brazil's fault. The NFL should have did a better job. They knew about this game for months. The NFL should have did a better job in making sure that the field was prepared for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm pretty sure they made millions and millions of dollars in this game and having it in Brazil. They could have spent some of that chicken on putting some new grass down. They could have blessed the stadium with some new turf. It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? You could have a gift, you know what I mean? A gift to the new stadium, put some new field down there or put some type of turf down there or something like that. But the last two games of Gardner Johnson being in the Eagles jersey was on pathetic field, and I say that to say this. The defense still played really, really well in the red zone on bad field. So it's a lot of positives to take away from this game, but you can't negate the fact that the field was bad. And I think that dictated a lot of plays. Saquon slipped his first touch as a Philadelphia Eagle. But after they changed them cleats in the halftime, it was murder, she wrote. So I think the Eagles played well. Because you could have been down 21-0 in that game with the early mistakes and falling behind. It could have been a wrap. But I think the defense showed up. And I think the offense, once they got hot, the offense put the game out of reach. There was no back and forth. Once we took the lead, I think they got the lead back. But then it was after that. So, I ain't mad about the game. That was preseason. That's how I'm looking at it.
So real quick, before you go, LB, how would you grade both sides of the ball? Give me a grade for offense and defense.
Offense, I'm gonna give offense a B, and I'm gonna give defense a B. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give both sides of the ball a B. Your quarterback threw 2 touchdowns. Your running back ran for a bean. He had 3 touchdowns. AJ Brown had a bean. Smitty damn that had 90 yards. That's an A. Without the 2 mistakes, what are we talking about here? The offensive line was great. Mekhi Becton was great. You know what I'm saying? Zach Bond had over 10 tackles and 2 sacks. What are we talking about here? Reed Blankenship had an interception. The field just was bad. I think if the field isn't that bad, I think it's a little more lopsided in the Philadelphia Eagles direction, but you got what you got out of both units when you needed to get it. So I'm going to give both sides of the ball a B.
Okay.
Nolan Smith
what about you? Say it again.
Nolan Smith looked good.
I felt like he looked better than Bryce Huff, but we definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Symone, what about you? You was there. You was in the game. You had the ambiance. You had the environment. You had that.
Mm-hmm.
You had that Brazilian, energy going through your veins. Let me know what you saw.
So I'll give the defense. I'm honestly gonna give the defense an A, considering the circumstances of the game. I'm gonna give the offense a B. I feel like we had those 2 turnovers, obviously, basically in the red zone. 2 turnovers, well in the field goal range, darn near the red zone, and the defense holding them to those 2 field goals instantly, and then basically throughout the whole third quarter and the fourth quarter, getting all those stops. I'm going to give the defense an A for week 1 with all the new starters that we had on the field, brand new defensive coordinator, and for them to still be able to get all those stops in the fourth quarter. Offense was going 3 and out. They stood up strong, made some adjustments at the half. And like I said, after those 2 turnovers, kept them in the red zone. We got a turnover ourselves. So given the circumstances, because we needed the defense to get some big stops, and they did, I'm going to give the defense an A. Now, I'm going to give the offense a B. It's week 1. I feel like we should have played in the preseason, and that's why it was all those penalties, offense and defensive penalties, not playing in the preseason, fumbling the snaps multiple times with the fumbled snaps. I feel like that is a credit to not playing in the preseason. Y'all supposed to be on the same page when it comes to the hike. That could have been addressed with a couple of series in the preseason. Overall, I feel like the offense was still explosive. I love the way that we stuck to the run game. I feel like it could have been maybe about 3 more carries I would have gave to Saquon where we decided to do something else. But I feel like overall, I'm very pleased with the amount of run selections. Saquon, obviously, the biggest highlight. Smitty, AJ still got it. AJ had Jair in the blender. Smitty with the yak, yards at the catch. Dallas Goedert with the yak as well. Jalen Hurts too. Like, obviously, AJ slipped on the 1 interception. He had the other pick. I saw about 2 more picks. I saw 1 pick 6 that God blessed us. God loves the Philadelphia Eagles, so it wasn't a pick 6. And then there was another ball that I felt like could have been a pick. But outside of that, I feel like one of the biggest things I saw from Jalen was not taking those sacks. I feel like last season there was about 3 plays where he was pressured. There was about 3 plays this game where I felt like last year's Jalen would have took the sacks. This year's Jalen throwing the ball away, using his legs smartly. Obviously, he's healthier now, so he can use his legs, but just getting rid of the ball quicker, making quicker decisions instead of taking sacks this year. So that was a big plus that I saw from Jalen. So I'm gonna say a B outside the turnovers for the offense.
Yeah, I tend to agree with most everything you said. Right, I would probably say B minus both sides of the ball. See, for me, it's not a B because of the gravity in which Jalen Hurts' turnovers really could have altered this game. His turnovers could have easily lost this game in the first quarter. Thank God the defense showed up and did exactly what they did, more than what we expected, if we're being honest with you. I didn't expect that defense to hold up 2 times in a row. I at least thought we was giving up 10 points. But they held them to 6. That's crucial. They held them to a point where all you needed was a touchdown. You take the lead that fast. Jalen Hurts, you are fortunate. But second quarter, third quarter, Jalen Hurts was sharp. You saw the potential of this offense. You saw a version of Jalen Hurts in full command. I really enjoyed watching Jalen Hurts just operate everything, the line calls, picking up the blitz. One of my favorite throws by him was when he stood tall in the pocket, took the hit, squared up, and threw the ball right to A.J. Brown. I think A.J. was on a comeback route or a curl route, and then he managed to spin out of it and got some extra yardage. But I think that was one of the first times you saw Green Bay blitz him in that game, and he just stood back there, took the hit. And I felt like he overall had a decent game. I won't say Jalen had a good game. I won't say he had a bad game either, because, again, those 2 interceptions were huge. And then the botch snap, it's just the decision-making was a little bit worrisome for me at that moment. But I'm chalking it up to week 1 rust, lack of preseason games. I'm not going to take those turnovers as gospel or as a trend, right? Whatever happened last season happened last season. A lot of people want to hold that against him. Not me. Week 1, rust. After that first quarter, he pretty much got out of his system. I'm going to chalk up that last interception to a extra variable, being the field was slippery. I still went through that ball. You throw it across your body. Not really a good throw, in my opinion. I saw on the tape that he could have threw that ball sooner, but for some reason he left the pocket. Threw the ball, made the throw harder than what it had to be. But overall, I think Jalen did a good job remaining focused and resilient in the game. The team did a good job staying focused, because this team last year, those final 5 games, I don't think they win that game. This team done been through the fire. They don't really exercise so many demons. They got rid of they trimmed all the fat, and now they lean, they focused. I think this team is trending in the right direction. I think the only place for them to go is up at this point. I think this is the worst Philadelphia Eagles we're going to see. I think they're only going to get better from this point.
Mm-hmm. I respect that. This is the thing about Jalen Hurts that a lot of people don't understand, though. Although he made some questionable throws, man. The one AJ had to play defense on, oh my God, man, that was almost an interception.
And that's all it was to me. It's just some of his throws, they were way too questionable. I'm like, what did you see?
Exactly. But I say that to say this: if that is a pick 6, we down less than 7 at that point, right? We get the ball back. We down less than 7 at that point. I still think he win the game. That's what's so crazy about Jalen Hurts to me. When he needed to play clean and put that game away, what he did in that last drive, that's what he do. That's his elite trait. You know what I mean? If Jalen Hurts would just take what the defense give him, then Jalen Hurts would easily be a top 5 quarterback. This offense is designed for guys to get yak. The design is designed for it. So you ain't got to take the hero ball, get the ball in the hands of your playmaker, and you already know what's going to happen. But you know, I agree with you, Tone, wholeheartedly. I think this is the worst Philadelphia Eagles team we're going to see. Teams are going to game plan for Saquon now. AJ and Smitty about to go crazy. Man. I'm telling you, man. You think Jalen Hurts don't got that thought in his mind that I got to keep the turnovers down? That's what they talking about. Come on, man. A clean game for Jalen Hurts means somebody get blown out by a dub.
Yeah. And, you know, the only reason my defense grade wasn't higher, because, again, I gave them a B- as well. Only reason my defense grade wasn't higher was because, you know, there was a point in that game where they were leaking too much oil in the run game. They were very inconsistent defending it, right? First half, they did hold Josh Jacobs to a limited amount in the first half, but the running back Emmanuel Wilson still did what he did in the first half. He had a solid drive where he ran for like 30 plus yards. He was averaging like at one point 10 yards a carry. So the run defense was very inconsistent. Second half, Josh Jacobs got off. There was moments where they were just moving the ball strictly off their run game, and then I looked at Williams, Emmanuel Williams, that's his name. I looked at his splash plays on the film. Yeah, Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah, yep.
I looked at his splash plays because that was concerning to me at first, but when I really looked at it, guys was slipping. Like Gardner Johnson had a chance to get him, but he just slipped. You know, and Emmanuel Wilson slipped trying to close the run. So the field was just crazy. You know, I think I'll get a better depiction of this Falcons situation, because I guess we're going to talk about that, but you definitely have to be mindful of Bijan Robinson. You got to be aware of your run fits in this game for sure as well.
Yeah, and Symone, right? He bring up a good point. It's hard to judge his defense on that grass, right? Yeah. That was one of the things I said earlier on my live stream. Although I had my slight moments of concern about this defense, overall, optimistic about him. I feel even better. I feel better about him than I did prior to the game. Still with the scorecard looking the way it looked, because the score doesn't tell the whole story. They probably could have did way better if this field was a little bit drier, to put it simply, right? But then they go home. Now they face the Atlanta Falcons. You know, your hometown Atlanta Falcons. You feel what I'm saying? So, what's going on?
Not my hometown. Where I reside, where I stay.
Where you reside.
Facts.
My fault. Where you reside. Where the money at right now? I ain't
where
mad
the
at
money
that.
reside. Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting game. We're going to actually be able to judge the defense a little bit fairly with them being on home turf, right? On home grass, so to speak. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check out the Atlanta Falcons game, but give me your assessment right now of the Atlanta Falcons based off of just week 1. Symone, you go ahead.
Lord. Now, I will say this. I obviously been watching the Falcons for 5 years now since I've lived here. The Falcons defense was a big problem last year. Their defense was a problem, in my opinion. You know, Fed's listening, so I gotta watch what I say because Fed's listening. But in my opinion, the defense was an issue last season. Offense could score. I would feel like defense was not holding. This year, one thing I did see a big improvement this year was in the Falcons defense. They invested a lot in their defense, and I saw a big change in their defense. Pass rush, DBs, you know what I'm saying, making plays on balls, getting picks. However, they were playing Justin Fields in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, who has had trouble scoring. So it was hard for me to really assess how good the Falcons defense really is when, you know, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers offense who has had trouble scoring the last couple of years. But the Falcons have so many weapons on offense. They have so many weapons on offense, and we know Kirk Cousins is going to throw a pick or 2 or 3. We know that. But I don't think that we should just be going in here sleeping on the Falcons just because of what happened in game 1, because the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is something ferocious. Like, the defense, they was all on Kirk Cousins. Like I said, their defense was all on it. Their DBs, their safeties, the D-line, they was all on it. But I do think that if we can get the pressure pack smoking, obviously, if we get that pressure on Kirk Cousins is going to cough it up. We know that. We got to get that pressure on Kirk Cousins up front. I know a lot of people kind of have some concern about our own pass rush. Everybody want to tell me, you got TJ Watt. Yeah. So we're going to see what's up. But I feel like if we could get some pressure up front, pressure Kirk Cousins, he's going to cough it up. But overall, my main thought is, just like it was week 1 with us, it's week 1 with them too. And it's so hard to assess how bad the Falcons were given their opponent, because the Steelers have a top defense. So can we replicate what the Steelers did defensively when it comes to our defense? And also, when we're looking at the Falcons defense, okay, Justin Fields was making his first debut. They got what's wide receiver one name? Pickens. They got Pickens.
Oh, you talking about Steelers? Pickens, yeah.
Yeah, they got Pickens and Freiermuth and Najee, but they don't have Jalen Hurts, AJ, Saquon, Dallas, Smitty, all that. Like, so it's just hard to tell with the Falcons given their opponent.
That's reasonable. What about you, OB?
I agree, man. You know, this game is going to expose if we have a pass rush or not, because Kirk Cousins is a sitting duck. He's a sitting duck. This game is going to expose if we can get to the quarterback or not. I ain't gonna lie to you. From what I saw from that game, Kirk Cousins was not having it wasn't a lot of lateral movement in the pocket. He was just staying stationary in the pocket, and the most of his snaps came from shotgun. He don't trust that Achilles. You know what I mean? I've never seen Kirk Cousins stand that steady and stationary in the pocket like that. Kirk Cousins was usually able to give you some type of bootleg or something like that. Kirk Cousins is a sitting duck. If the Philadelphia Eagles cannot get to Kirk Cousins this week, then we don't have a pass rush. That's the bottom line. Now, we ain't got no TJ Watt off the edge. That's a fact. But we got to be able to get some pressure on a sitting duck without bringing the blitz, because Kirk Cousins is smart enough to eat a blitz alive. He can throw the ball. You know what I mean? He's Dak. He's Dak. He can throw the ball. You know what I mean? He's not a bum at all, but we got to be able to get some pressure with disguising blitzes and bringing minimum blitzes. They're going to get that ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands lightning fast.
They're going to make a lot of adjustments.
Now, let me say
oh, my God. Lightning fast.
Do you not think that – I agree. I think that Kirk Cousins is still hurt.
I agree.
Kirk Cousins is mid. We know he the white Dak Prescott, the 100% white Dak Prescott. We know that. We know Kirk going to sail out. We know Kirk going to throw 2 picks, 2-3 picks a game, but Kirk is going to make some plays, usually, which he did not do week 1 with the Falcons. Like, he had his usual picks, but usually he still makes some plays. I do think Kirk might be hurt. That's a bad spot if you're the Falcons. I see a lot of people already talking about playing Michael Penix.
I don't think I
ain't gonna lie. I'd rather that because it's not like that. Kurt scared me, but Kurt really could throw though. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm glad you said that because literally I got it written right here that this team led by Kirk Cousins, they can easily only put up 10 points in a game like they just did. But then all of a sudden, the next game, they get you for 34, 33.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, when we're saying, okay, I do think the Falcons is food. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Right.
They don't know how good they can be yet. That's what it is. I don't think they know how good they can be yet.
What kind of meal are we eating? We eating regardless on Monday. Are we eating a Michelin 5-star? Are we running it up on there? We fly Eagles fly on repeat 20 times, or are we eating a little struggle meal like we've been eating the last couple of weeks? Are they gonna give us a scare? Are we eating, that easy back? Like what we eat?
That's funny. We
you know what I'm saying? Because it was week 1 for the Falcons too, meaning they had a lot of new pieces too. They have a brand new head coach. They have brand new coordinators. They have all that. So I don't think we could just roll in here and think, oh, we're gonna come in like a wrecking ball like TJ Watt did.
No, we can't because they watched the tape on us too, and we had some holes in defense at times. We had a couple holes in defense at times. You know what I mean? It was a couple blown coverages. You know what I mean? And they're counting on that. They are counting on some of these blown coverages. So we got to tighten up on the defensive side of the ball too as well. At the same time, I think it's pivotal that you take Bijan Robinson out of the screen game and out of the pass game as a pass catcher as well, because I like the way that the Philadelphia Eagles was tackling. You know what I mean? This ain't the same old Philadelphia Eagles in terms of toughness. So I think this matchup favors us a little more in that area. But Drake London wasn't involved last week, and it got to be emphasis, for those guys to get Drake London involved this week. So Slay got to go out there and lock it down.
You know what? They are going to make a lot of adjustments. Their week 1 was so lethargic. It was anemic. I mean, I watched that game from beginning to end, and I would have never watched it if we weren't playing them this week. Their offense was anemic. Like their offense was anemic. Like their defense though. Their defense only gave up 18 points, and it was only field goals. Now, granted, again, Steelers struggle to put up points. Justin Fields, we get that part, but I still look at their defense as more respectable than it was last year because of the pieces, right? You got Jesse Bates, you got Justin Simmons, right, in the secondary. You got AJ Terrell, one of the best up-and-coming corners right now. And then in the front 7, they traded for Matthew Judon. They got him. And then they got Grady Jarrett back this year. I think he was hurt last year. So their defense, like the Packers was, may not be as a sum, may not be as good, but their pieces, their parts are very talented. The Packers, same thing. Jair Alexander, Xavier McKinney, Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, talented guys sprinkled in, but the sum still doesn't really cut the cheese, so to speak. So I think we're catching them at the right time. I really don't think I had the Falcons winning their division. I still had them win their division, even with the Saints doing what they did to the Panthers, even with seeing the Buccaneers do what they did to the Commanders. I still have them winning their division. I don't think they realize how good they can be. I don't know what it is. That team, top to bottom, when I look at the talent, I'm saying they're young, they're up and coming. They got talent in the right places. I feel like they got the right head coach. It just has to gel at this point. But we're catching them at the right time. At this point, week 2, Kirk Cousins, he doesn't look like he has the same confidence in his body as he once did. He looks shaky out there. Like you said, OB, he doesn't even do the bootleg. He loves doing bootleg. We played the Vikings a lot. We know how they play. And this is not that. Is it strictly just new coordinator? Possibly. But they need to find a way to help that move because he's not mobile. He's taking everything, and I don't think he'll last the whole season.
I think the biggest issue with them is Kirk Cousins. And
him not being healthy. Right.
Yeah, the question for us is going to be how is he going to be what he going to look like week 2? I feel like that's our biggest concern. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like healthy Kirk Cousins or not healthy Kirk Cousins, we still winning. The question is, are we winning a tight game or are we blowing them boys out? That's the only question.
I think he's healthy though. You know what I think it is? I don't think he's healthy.
It's mental. I
don't think he's healthy up here. A lot of people just think, oh, this guy's healthy. Are he back now? Get back at it, bro. it's really not that simple. These guys got to have the same confidence as they once did in their limbs and their body. You feel me? Like, he probably dropping back in that pocket, and he probably not putting as much.
And he's seeing TJ boom, 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 boom.
He got TJ Watt the first week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way he's fully confident in his body yet, which is why, once again, I feel like we catching him at the right time. Because, again, that may be a team you see in the playoffs if they make it there. That may be.
And TJ Watt was breathing down that man's neck. He was breathing down his neck.
Somebody got to step up, you know. And Vic Fangio said, you know, Bryce Huff got to go out there and earn those reps. He don't care how much you're getting paid. Somebody got to step up, man. Somebody got to step up. I like the game that Sweat played off the edge last week with you know, with how the field was looking. But who gonna step up? Who gonna step up? Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter were getting double teamed. Who is going to step up? You know what I mean? It was a lot of one-on-ones. BG was having some one-on-ones. Nolan Smith was having some one-on-ones. You know what I'm saying? Nolan Smith was doing a good job. He was getting held and all of that. The name of the game in this one is coming off of the edge. You know what I mean? Coming off the edge. You could bring some sneaky corner blitzes, Quinyon Mitchell, things of that nature, but you got to speed up the clock of Kirk Cousins. If you don't, Kirk Cousins is going to find some success every now and then, and we don't want that.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more. And another thing too, right? I know we brought up Drake London and Kyle Pitts briefly, and Bijan Robinson. Kyle Pitts, I believe, is entering year 4. Year 3, year 4, something like that. Drake London, same thing, entering year 4, I think, maybe year 5. I don't know. These guys are young, up-and-coming guys that are still on the rookie contracts, and neither of them have ever really lived up to their draft status. And I watched them last week, and I know, but those brothers were non-factors, no impact on the game, and it's kind of been that way throughout both of their careers. Empty numbers, not really having an impact on winning. That's just the reality. And I don't know what it is about Kyle Pitts. He could be moved. Kyle Pitts is furniture. If I'm an edge rusher, Kyle Pitts is furniture. He getting moved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I don't like it there. I'm putting you over here. Simple as that. Like he's not physical at all in the run game. They don't even like lining them up on the line of scrimmage. They prefer to have him standing up. They don't want him putting his hand in the dirt. And then Drake London, he too big to be as soft as he is. So it's just, I just feel like as talented as those players are, and I do respect them, their real asset is Bijan Robinson. He could play. Drake London,
I feel like
modest stats. Kyle Pitts, modest stats. Got hurt last year.
But the quarterback play been ass though. I really can't.
It has. I agree.
It's been, you can't even judge. Okay, Kyle Pitts, I agree with a little bit. Just this much.
He's not physical.
I've seen Drake London get freaky. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen Drake get busy. I've seen
Drake London get freaky. You can say that about Kyle, maybe, but also, come on now, it's depressing being an offensive weapon in Atlanta. Come on, Tyler Heineke, Desmond Ritter, Matt Ryan at 55 years old, and now they bring in 55-year-old Kirk Cousins. I'm saying, like, it's so hard to judge those guys. When they drafted Kyle Pitts, they didn't have a quarterback. Kyle Pitts.
They should have took a quarterback.
They should have took a quarterback.
They had too many opportunities.
When they drafted Drake London, they didn't have a quarterback.
My thing is, if you was going to take a quarterback in the draft, if you was going to draft Michael Penix, you should have just not gave Kirk Cousins that damn money. You could have put that somewhere else.
But no, I'm not sleeping on Drake. Like I said, I feel like Kyle Pitts is mid. Just because Kyle Pitts came into the league, they made it seem like he was going to be the next coming of offensive Jesus. How is anybody going to cover him? How is anybody going to game plan for him? He's a tight end. He's a wide receiver. He all
bigger than me, but he's small for real.
But I feel like Drake London, I'm going to put some respect on Drake's name. I ain't going to call him overrated yet.
I ain't sleeping on either one of them. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I ain't sleeping on either one of them. Everybody need to be played to their draft status and accordingly view the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Quinyon Mitchell will shut Drake London down, though.
I'm glad you brought him up because he had a great game against the Packers.
He did.
Very good game. He was
he did.
He was very effective. I think they targeted him 9 times. He only gave up 4 receptions for about 60 yards. He gave up a 59.0 or 60.0 passer rating to the quarterback. Had like 3 pass breakups. He was very active, and they targeted him a lot in that game. Tried to expose him. Try to make him go through his rookie hazing. And they even mentioned how Darius Slay told him they're going to test you deep in this game. They're going to test you, so just be ready for that. And they did that in the first drive. Christian Watson, Quinyon Mitchell come out sturdy, held up. Now, did he have moments where he looked like a rookie? Of course, he's a rookie. But for the most part, I feel like he played like one of the top 32 cornerbacks in the league on day one.
Yeah. Isaiah Rodgers we can't talk about him being on the outside no more. What we just saw. Let's be for real. I know people are Isaiah Rodgers fans. They love the story and things of that nature. But how can you realistically say Quinyon Mitchell should go back to the slot in favor of Isaiah Rodgers after what you just saw? It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. You how much you trust who?
That begs the question: how much do they trust Ringo and those?
DeJean. It would have to be DeJean. DeJean will probably be going. DeJean will probably be going in the slot at this point. This is my thing, man. You drafted a lockdown corner. That boy is in phase. That boy's sticky in coverage, bro. You drafted a lockdown corner. Do not put that boy in the slot. The only way that he should be going into the slot is if he trailing somebody in the slot.
Yeah,
that's the only way, man. You drafted that dude for a reason. The way that he played in his first debut, he ain't get no interception or nothing like that, but he looking real Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain-ish to me, bro. You got to leave him out there. You tripping. Listen, I like Isaiah Rodgers, man, but let's cut the boo-boo out. Cut it out.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
You know, we're gonna leave it at that. Snip this. I'm gonna post it. Snip this.
No, because like here's the thing. I'm watching Quinyon Mitchell, and he didn't look like a rookie to me at all. Right?
No, he didn't like a rookie.
He trailed Christian Watson down that field, and it wasn't just any. It was third down, a crucial down. They tested him on third down. He could have panicked. He didn't. He stayed in phase, like you said, stayed sticky, and defended the ball. Christian Watson never got his hands on it, and I just love the swagger he played with. Like if you notice, him and Cooper DeJean was talking trash in that end zone, and then Reed Blankenship had to come down and say, "Nah, young, come on, we out." Reed had to play the OG in that moment. So he's confident, man. He's confident.
Oh, Cooper was talking too?
Once.
I didn't even see it.
No, you got to see it. When Quinyon defended Christian Watson on that first drive, of that end zone trial, and Quinyon did this thing, they all was down there. Avante was down there. Quinyon was down there. Cooper was down there. Reed Blankenship was down there. It was like they swarmed Christian Watson low key. It looked like that. But that I like the way that look. I like that vibe. I like that energy because that tells me they all on the same vibration. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like Quinyon and Cooper, they talking they trash to the young guys. Reed, come in. Come on. Listen, we out. Let's go. Let's keep pushing.
Cooper said the fade ain't just on my haircut. You can get the fade on the field too.
Right.
I like it.
I fade whenever you want it.
For sure. So now in this game, you mentioned it earlier, Quinyon Mitchell versus Drake London. I think physically he matches up better with Drake London than Darius Slay. I'd rather put Slay on Darnell Mooney or something like that. You know what I mean? They did give Darnell Mooney all that money, and he was non-existent on Sunday. But regardless, again, week one, they picked him up, gave him a good amount of money. That was the contract that made everybody realize, hold on, wait, I'm only paying Saquon this, and I'm giving Darnell Mooney that. So they got talent about him. Yeah, and they got Ray McLeod as well, a guy that can kind of take the top off the defense. So they got some players.
They just got to get him the ball.
They just got to get him the ball, right? Well, let me get y'all take on this. Fangio had a press conference, and they asked him about the whole Devin White and Nakobe Dean dynamic, and he pretty much shot it down very succinctly. He just deaded it and said Nakobe's the starter. Nakobe's the starter. I want to get your perspective on that because obviously they signed Devin White to be the starter or at least compete for the starting position, and they don't owe him no money, so it's not even really from that angle, but it's just more so, what do you do with Devin White now? And Zach Bond just had a game that none of us anticipated him having, and Nakobe Dean was pretty solid out there. What's the next course of action, right? Is Devin White just depth at this point?
Yeah. First of all, that New Orleans to Philly pipeline is strong. Okay.
That's a good point.
They come from the Saints The Saints is basically our G League team. The Saints is basically our AAA Eagles affiliate. They develop down there in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Then we call them up and they become a star in Philly. So shout out to Zach Bond because, and you know what? Vic Fangio been telling us. Vic Fangio was telling us since day one. He was like, nah, Zach Bond is him.
I've been telling people since day one. People laughed at me. As soon as we signed him, I said, look, I'm telling you, this guy, I think he gonna be all right. Nah, Tone, Zach Bond, you don't know who he is. I'm like, yo, I did my research on him. He's okay. He just need a shot. Just be patient with him. And he had the game he had 15 total tackles, 11 solo. 11 solo.
It's crazy work.
And some of those, he was on an island. He just played. He was on his
bro, and it's the thing. These ain't some shoestring tackles. He putting a lick on people too. Yeah. He really putting hits on people, man. Aggressive.
Him and being hit.
Yeah, aggressive, man. Aggressive. Dean earned it. Dean earned everything, bro. Dean earned everything, man. He had a good camp. And the way that Dean was downhill, flying through the gaps, almost had a pick six. You know what I mean? The way that Dean was playing downhill yesterday, I mean, how could you? Devin White must not be playing like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Devin White is deaf. He's deaf. Wow. You know what I mean? What he gonna do about it? But do good with the opportunities that he get. I'm cool with Devin White being deaf. Devin White, he was an all-pro before. He only 26. If that's your depth, then I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad if somebody need a breather and you bring Devin White on the field. You know what I mean? That means that we have a legit linebacker room now. If Devin White is your depth, let's think about this for a second.
Yeah, I feel like from our point of view, unless you're Devin White, there's no issue with Devin White being a depth piece. We wanted nothing more than for our draft picks to pan out, a draft pick, a third round pick at that to pan out. And it's Nakobe Dean's time. Obviously, the biggest concern to me is Devin White going to be mature enough to fall back in that depth piece role? Now, I wholeheartedly believe he can. I heard on the streets from Tampa Bay that he had a little bit of attitude issues, but that's just what I heard from the streets. Streets be lying at times. You know what I'm saying? All we've heard from Devin White was, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help the team. So I just hope Devin White is mature enough to fall back to the depth piece because I know how he's trying to use this year to get money. He's trying to use this year to get paid. It's a prove year. He can't prove shit. He on the bench. You know what I'm saying? But it's a long season. You know what I mean? Like, it could be plenty of opportunity for Devin White to pop off, but we got to roll with the high hands. We got to roll with the heavy hitters, and that's Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean right now.
They played extremely well. I just feel like some guys you just can't move around right now. You cannot move Quinyon from his spot. You know what I mean? You cannot move Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean right now. They played well. They played extremely well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm just rolling with the punches, and I'm throwing Cooper out there on Monday. I'm
and a slot.
Yep. Slot.
I ain't mad at that because I didn't particularly care from what I've seen from Maddox.
Yo, Maddox looked, and look, I try to give him some grace.
Maddox looked washed, man.
I try to throw some bell because they had him playing safety all off season, so I was trying to throw some bell.
He looked washed,
but then he just looked, bro, he looked so bad.
He looked slow. He looked frail. He like somebody found an Eagles uniform from a nursing home and just came out of the field.
Was it the grass? You think because he slipped a couple times? Like,
nah, bro, nah. He just ran one play, right? Then he got up like his back was hurt. I'm like, bro, all you did was run.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you just ran like 5, 6, 7 yards. Your back hurt. Nobody hit you. You ain't fall. Just a light jog. What are we doing here?
I'm rolling with Coop.
Get him out of here.
I need to see, bro. Quinyon Mitchell just gave me a whole another vibe. Like, I want to see all these young boys play.
Quinyon gave you that old school cornerback vibe. That you know what I mean? That top 5 money vibe.
LB, he just looked right. He looked
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, sometimes like his body language don't seem lost. Like, he seemed like he right where he's supposed to be, bro. It's crazy.
Man, they're going to be sick when they got to break open a checkbook for him in 3 years. They're going to be sick. I'm telling you, bro. They're going to be sick when they got to pay Quinyon because they ain't never had to pay no cornerback, but they about to have to pay Quinyon
at all. You know, they've been getting away.
You know
with
what I mean?
They've been getting away with.
They've been getting away with it with getting the old heads on their last couple seasons.
Senior discount with Slay and Bradbury, right?
Right. I think Quinyon is going to extend Slay probably like another year. Probably. I think we'll keep Slay next year if we go on a crazy run.
I mean, Slay
12th year or something like that?
That's a good question. I think he is entering year 12. See, the thing is, though, Slay, they do owe him another year after this one. So it's like, there's a lot
but
of
it's for like, a bag, probably.
Yeah. A lot of it's
backloaded,
Yeah. A lot of us felt like Slay, this would be his last year with the Eagles. A lot of us felt that way.
Right.
And obviously, we got 16 more games left, right? I need to see who Slay is come November.
Yeah. Everybody.
Right, everybody, exactly.
Maddox too.
But you know, when you're a rookie, I think you only can get better at this point.
Yeah,
like I think at this Quinyon looking like this against one of the top receiving cores in the league. I mean, he was pretty locked in. I got to see what Jalen Hunt could do, man. I feel like Jalen Hunt and then Cooper DeJean. I got to see what all these guys can do, man. I'm ready to see the young boys go.
Well, I mean, that's what we got everybody to. For the ushering out of Slay. The plan is working.
Slay had a good game too, though. I mean, he wasn't targeted much.
I'm talking about long term. You seen him get that ball out of Josh Jacobs. He almost caused that fumble.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Slay usually don't be hitting like that. And you know, I feel some type of way, man, because every time he be on this podcast, he like people were saying I was scared to tackle last year. I was the culprit. You know what I mean? I said that on Twitter and it went crazy. Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel texting me, you finally tuned athletes. You talking about they scared to tackle? The other NFL people never played the game saying we scared to tackle. I'm like, bro, that's what it looked like. You know, it didn't look like that last week though.
We knew you was.
So you know,
if it was something on Twitter, we knew you was the culprit. You had to tell us.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, because you and
you be stirring the pot.
Word around town is you and CJ y'all pieced it up a little bit. Y'all on good
time?
Me
and CJ never had no smoke. CJ he FaceTimed me. I was in the studio actually. You know, CJ do the music thing too. Right. I mean, the plane must have just had to land. I'm like, you still in Brazil? You know what I mean? He was like already home. He said, yeah, man. What hey, bro, he was telling me, bro. He said, we ain't seen nothing yet. He was like, we ain't seen nothing yet, bro. So I can't wait to chop it up with him, man. A little one-on-one, bring that to y'all. But man, what CJ was telling me was, man, the defense is way more complex than what we even know for real, bro. Like it's so many packages, there's so many schemes, there's so many designs, and these dudes hungry. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm hearing this from the starting safety. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I can't wait for that interview, man. I can't wait.
You know, it's interesting. The Reed Blankenship, CJ Gardner-Johnson combo is something that maybe a lot of people underestimated, right? And Reed Blankenship deserves a little bit more credit than what he's been getting. He had a pretty good game against the Packers too, that I think is going to translate. He looked fast to the ball on that interception, man. He may not be the most athletic laterally, but when he see the ball, he go get it, man. He led the Eagles in interceptions last year with 3, and now he got 1 already in week 1. You know, what's the upside for a guy like Reed Blankenship right now in this defense, right? Again, playing with all these young corners that can only make him look better.
Man, I'm excited for Reed.
Yeah.
I feel like
the sky's the limit for Reed, for real.
And all the young talent, like you said, we have, like, just knowing like these dudes is the future. Like we got these dudes for the long haul, especially since we got Reed undrafted. I'm excited. I mean, we've seen these dudes. We've gotten a taste of what they can be.
Mm-hmm. And I think Reed had a really good game too. I think Reed was solid in coverage. You saw him break up that Christian Watson touchdown pass, even though it was a penalty on that play. But you know, one thing about Reed is Reed really got good eyes and good instincts. Some of Reed interceptions look damn near unbelievable. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Listen, don't beat me up in the comments. Some of Reed interceptions look like that other dude named Reed. Sometimes Reed break on that ball like Ed Reed sometimes. And it's impressive. You know what I mean? Sometimes early in Reed's career, he would get lost in his assignments, I guess. But when Reed is in his natural safety position with another good safety, Reed makes those kind of plays. You know what I mean? I think the best Reed we've seen was when when he was with CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now CJ back, Reed got to pick week 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's about to be a no-fly zone. I'm telling you, bro. I think Kirk gonna start it off. I think we might get 3 of them things this week. We might get 3 of them things this week.
I think Quinyon.
That was a big pick from Reed. That was
huge,
like
that was huge.
I couldn't even believe he caught that.
That was huge. It was so athletic. It was so timely. He read the quarterback's eyes. He knew exactly where the ball was going. That's just instincts. You can't teach that. I think Reed is another guy who will have a long career with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think the Eagles let Reed Blankenship hit free agency.
They can't. I just feel like because he was undrafted,
it's going to be cheap. It's going to be a little cheap. It's going to be a little cheap to keep him around.
Exactly. You got so much leverage in your negotiations. And I just think this defense, this secondary is really trending in the right direction. I think Quinyon Mitchell gets an interception. I think Quinyon gets his first interception on Monday night. I think Monday night is going to be a real big coming out party for Quinyon. I really do. And the secondary can only get better from here. I love the combination of talent, youth, athleticism.
I ain't gonna lie. I got CJ getting one. I got CJ getting one. I can see
that.
I got CJ getting 1 or 2. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. Because Kurt, man, listen, Kurt got away with some mess last week. Man. Yeah. That one pass to Ray McLeod where it was like a duck in the air for like 9 seconds. The Eagles is on that. You know what I mean? We got, CJ on that. So, I actually can't wait for this game. I cannot wait for this game. I can't wait. I'm gonna be in the building, man.
Yeah, you're going to it. Yeah,
everything is supposed to be.
Man, break it down. So, supposed to be. Where y'all sitting at?
I'm somewhere in the lower bowl somewhere. I don't know yet, but I'm somewhere down there.
I gotta check my ticket. Let y'all know. I'm 100. Yeah. I'm like lower end zone to like the right.
Okay.
Maybe like let me know. Let me know where you're joining at. I'm gonna try to come over there. See if I can get something over there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be out there. You know what I mean? Definitely be out there. I'm wearing, and you know what I'm rocking? I'm rocking a Seth Joyner throwback. I'm rocking a Seth because I think the defense is gonna go stupid. I'm rocking a Seth. Never worn Seth. I got options, man. I got a BG crispy.
Concepts.
Oh, of course. Listen, they be sleeping for real. I be being light, but I feel like this year, I ain't being light no more. Man. I gotta stop playing like I ain't who I say I am. Yeah, I been being light, trying to chill, eat, get a drink, blah blah blah, chop it up. No, Concept Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Concept Brunson in the building. But no, I'm definitely gonna have a crispy Seth Joyner throwback joint. You know what I mean? Because I expect a big day from the defense. I expect it.
I'm gonna be in the Cunningham, i.e. Jalen, Channel Randall. You know what I'm saying? Big 12. Gonna listen to that Frankie Beverly before the game. Channel.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, from what I got from them linebackers, I gotta rock this Seth. I hope I see Seth. I be talking to Seth on Twitter a lot. I need this joint signed if I see Seth, right? Bro, I hope I see Seth, but yeah,
he'll sign it too. He'll sign it.
Yeah, that's what. Listen, he gonna sign it right on my body, and I'm gonna wear it signed the rest of the day.
Man, I was working with Seth for a while, and literally my dad's birthday was coming up, and it took me a while to find his jersey, but I was able to find a classic throwback Kelly Green Seth Joyner jersey, the Hall of Fame edition joint, and got Seth to sign it for my dad for his birthday.
That's crazy.
Flies gift my dad ever got, man. I framed it and everything, gave it to him, and then Seth was like, and then Seth even recorded like a birthday
message.
Yeah, message from my dad. Yeah, it was dope,
fire.
Man. It was dope. It was fly, man. I got Seth to send a message. Derek Gunn, Mark Forzetta. It was dope, man. It was dope. My dad really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was my dad 50th, I think. It was the year that the Eagles was good. Like it was that year we went to 2022. In 2022 was that year. Yeah. And bro.
That's what's up.
So he'll sign it, man. Like he thorough like that. Like he cool.
We gotta do something. We gotta do something, Symone. We might gotta walk around, do a couple of random interviews.
Oh, I got an idea for content. So basically it's like the alphabet A to Z. And then we gotta take turns from A to Z naming something Eagles related that start with the letter.
Okay.
And then, like, if you mess up or take too long, then you got to take a drink.
Oh. Hey, listen. While you was telling me the game, right? You know, my mind be moving fast, so I'm already on A. Can't think of nothing. I'm already on A. Like, what do you do for A? I'm like, I'll shine. There you go, I'll shine.
Okay, and to make it a little bit harder, I'm thinking we can use current players, but we can't use former players.
What? That's ridiculous.
Because it'll be too easy if we can use players from forever.
So what you gonna say for A?
So, for example, you could say AJ Brown.
I didn't even think of that.
You
That's
see what
crazy.
I'm saying? But like, you
Browns.
can't use former players. It's gonna be too easy. We're gonna have somebody for every player.
So you only could use former players?
If you want to use it doesn't have to be a player. Like, for example.
Okay. So if A, I could say autism challenge. I got an autism challenge.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Related. So yeah, that will work. Autism challenge, AJ Brown, Avante. But you can't use former players. That'll make it too easy. We'll be just naming all these former players.
Right.
It's no fun if it's too easy.
All right.
But you got time. Go ahead and think of some letters. I was thinking some stuff. I'm not gonna forget it by Monday.
Man, I want you to have fun for me, man. I ain't been back to the city in over.
No, we is, bro. We
definitely
gonna have fun, man. It's gonna be a movie, man. You know.
A week.
I said I've been to the city in over a year.
Fitness Warrior said, "Tone, you tell stories like Morgan Freeman."
I take that as a compliment for sure. Longevity,
right.
So let's get
we definitely got them joints piling up. I'm about to say that.
Yeah,
you already know Shep in the building.
My man Shep, my OG, triple OG. What's going on, Shep? He said, "Shalom, Tone, Symone, and LB. Let's get it, y'all. Go Birds."
Yes, sir. Go Birds. Go Birds.
Shep, you know the vibes. LB, you want to read
this my guy right here, Donnell Shipley. Them 2 picks is on the coaching staff too. In them situations, why are you passing or calling them run the ball? I don't know, bro. I don't know. The play is the play, and it's up to you as the quarterback, the money man, to make the right play when they call the play. So I got to give Jalen a little bit. I got to give Jalen some of that on that first one, bro. I do. Yeah. I would have liked to see a screen pass in that situation, to be honest. You backed up against the end zone. I would like to see something like that.
Yeah, and honestly, we got to be honest. Jalen got a good play caller now. We saw it in just that small sample size. He got a good play caller now. At this point, Jalen, you got to call. You got to run the play and execute it and make your reads and get out of dodge.
Right.
If you got to get out of dodge, I don't care about you throwing the ball away, as long as you live to fight another day. You feel what I'm saying? So, don't put this on him.
You know, we didn't talk about though. He did an excellent job calling his protections though.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. He did an excellent job calling his protections.
He did do a good job. And the thing is, we'll never truly know exactly what he changed, but he's clearly seeing a lot, because most of them drives, or most of them series rather, he was taking the play calling. He was taking the play clock down to like 1 or 2 seconds every single time. But
making his adjustments.
No, right, which is fine. But he never got to delay a game. First,
right.
I pay attention to that. A lot of teams got delayed games in week 1. New coordinator, first time calling protections, not a single delayed game penalty.
A lot. Listen. By week 8, a lot of people gonna be apologizing.
Yeah,
a lot of people gonna be apologizing by week 8. I guarantee you that.
For sure. And another thing, real quick. Thank you, Donnell, for your super chat. I feel like somebody who's not getting talked about enough, and I'm gonna give him his flowers a little bit, is Nick Sirianni. I feel like he read this game pretty well in terms of handling the clock, handling his timeouts. We saw how much it matters when you don't take too well care of your timeouts, a la Matt LaFleur. He used all of his 3 timeouts before the second quarter was even over. You feel what I'm saying? And then second half, it just seemed like Nick Sirianni had a real good pulse of the game. You saw him walking around talking to players. Look, I understand we got Nick Sirianni in the hot seat right now, but if things go haywire, I can't look at that, man. He clearly is not controlling the offense, and he's not controlling the defense. I think he's done a good job just handling situational moments. We go forward on this down. We You know, the timeout here, the clock management is important. There's a lot of coaches that's terrible at it.
You know, I want to, and I also want to give y'all a little eggshell, a little hint of something that I talked about with CJ. Remember that series where everybody was going empty, and we like, why are they going empty? Why don't they run the ball in this series? Yeah, that series where everybody was just like confused. Like it was like 3 in a row. CJ was like, the players was telling Kellen, do your thing, do you. But Kellen gotta like do what's best for the team. So you know, they was gassing Kellen like, do you? Kellen was getting freaky with the calling, but you know what I mean. You know, Kellen gotta, you know what I'm saying. But they want Kellen to be comfortable too, and I feel like this game broke a lot of the ice. I feel like this game broke the ice for a lot of people.
Because it gave you a lot. It gave you ups, downs, roller coasters. This game alone gave them a lot of war stories to come home and be like, yo, bro, we got away with this one, but we got to tighten up here. This is the kind of game that bring you closer because you could have lost.
The first game in South America.
In the first game in South America, y'all made history. Y'all got a moment together. It's the kind of game. It's the kind of game that really, really builds momentum, builds character within the organization and the team. Let's get to the next super chat though. That was a good super chat, Dino. We appreciate you. You got a lot out of that. Dro with the $5 super chat. He says, are either of you concerned about Bryce Huff or giving him the benefit or you giving him the benefit of the doubt because of the field? Our defense is going to be scary on a normal field. Symone, you want to answer that question first?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt week 1. The big eye is gonna be out week 2.
Everybody get the Benny. Everybody get the Benny. Just everybody get the Benny for this week.
The field pass. We've seen everybody.
Yeah,
everybody get it this week.
I ain't mad at
next week. The passes. You know when you in school. You know you got the syllabus day. Teacher letting everything fly. It's syllabus.
Silly week. Or in college, it's silly week. So it's a whole week just let things slide.
You know what I'm saying? We still getting to know each other. Next week, this is counting towards your final grade.
I ain't mad at it at all. I ain't mad at it. I definitely do. And thank you, Dro, once again for your $5 super chat, bro. I do give them the whole defense really the benefit of the doubt, especially the pass rushers. I saw them slipping like crazy. They couldn't get around the edge. I saw Nolan Smith, like it looked like if he had some kind of footing, he would have ripped Jordan Love arm out of
they was holding him a lot too.
They was getting away with a lot of holding that game. I'll be honest.
Yeah, they was holding him.
They was holding Jalen Carter. They was holding Jalen Carter all day. Like he was destroying.
They had no choice.
Yeah,
they ain't no choice.
So, all right, thank you, Joe, once again for the $5 super chat. All right, let's see. Shaq B93 with the $4.99 super chat.
He said Falcons lost to a team that literally did not score a touchdown. That's nasty work. I'm not worried. They didn't score a touchdown. The Steelers.
6
goals. Oh wow, 6
goals. Yeah.
Who they kicker? I need to scoop him.
Boswell, something like that.
Boswell. I need to scoop Buddy on a fantasy.
Yo, they didn't score not a single touchdown, bro.
Listen, we ain't got the Steelers defense though.
I feel that, but not a.
You know what I mean? I don't want to disrespect our birds because I saw some real encouraging signs, but until now, I can't say we gonna hold them guys out of the end zone.
I hear you, and I doubt that as well. But they scored all their points. The Falcons, they scored all their points in the first quarter. They were anemic from quarter 2 to 4. You can't tell me you can't get in field goal range.
Yeah,
that's alarming to me.
Yeah,
that's alarming. And again, there's going to be a lot of overcorrecting from them this week going into this game. Expect them to, like you said earlier, get that ball out of his hands fast. Because although our pass rush still got some proving to do, that man Jalen Carter's still in the middle. And the last thing they need is a man like him getting a hold of Kirk Cousins. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, Shaq, thank you again for the $4.99 super chat, man. I really do appreciate you. All right, Donna Shipley back again. Symone, you want to read this one?
How much of an impact do y'all think Hunt, White, Cooper, and Rodgers will have on this defense? I'm ready to see Jalix first and foremost.
Yeah, I am as well.
I want to see Hunt too.
Want to see?
He might be the best edge rusher.
Do y'all know why he wasn't playing?
I think.
Hey man, you know who our coordinator is. He ain't earned it. He ain't showing enough.
I also think I also think it was a situation where they had they probably had 4 edge rushers activated: Bryce, Nolan, Sweat and BG because actually, I'm sorry, they have 5 activated, and they probably had Patrick Johnson as the emergency because of the experience. You know, it's international game. You know,
he
week
injured.
1.
He wasn't even active.
No, he was inactive.
He was inactive, but
he flew with the team. Yeah, he did fly with the team.
Yeah, he wasn't on the injury report. He just wasn't active for the game. He was like Tanner McKee, like he wasn't active.
Right.
You know, so I just think they decided to go with experience, hence why Avonte Maddox was in the slot rather than Cooper DeJean, right? I think they went with experience in that game. And Fangio said that. He said he wanted to go with some more experience. And I think Patrick Johnson definitely has that card in his deck that we know when it comes to experience. Unlike Jalen Hunt. But I think we may see Jalen actually this Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if we even see him. You got to get another body out there, especially if Bryce Huff and Josh Sweat are questionable.
He a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, facts. Donnell, thank you again, man. I really do appreciate
you.
the super chat. Thank you. And also, yeah, I think Cooper's going to have a big impact once he gets on the field. War V, LB.
War V, he said, I'm with LB. He said, Q got to start on the outside. DeJean will play in the slot once he gets caught up to speed. Maddox ain't look too good. I think we all agree. You know, I don't know. Symone, do you want Isaiah Rodgers to come on the outside?
Nice.
I feel like you're an Isaiah Rodgers fan. That's what I'm asking.
Nice.
I'm a fan too. I mean,
she did interview him. I mean, so money involved.
Right.
Nice. You gonna call me out? I'm over here in my phone texting. Not to call
right. Let's hear what Symone went on this one.
First of all, I want to see everybody shine.
That's a fact.
True.
Second of all, obviously you got to roll with the hot hand. Going into week 2, I'm not making any big changes. Just like with Nakobe and Devin White. Like going into week 2, we got to stick with what worked. And Quinyon is him right now. So, I mean, that's what happens when an injury happens. The injury can cause a setback.
Next man up.
Getting on the field.
Listen, nobody would have heard of Tom Brady if Bledsoe ain't get hurt.
Right.
Facts.
I don't see a scenario where going into next week, you take Quinyon off.
I agree, man. Cooper, he got to be ready at this point. I mean, he did play a little bit in this game, in the Packers game. You saw how fast it get. You played a little bit against some NFL level competition. He got to be ready. Get him out there. Why not? Why not, man? Put Cooper in the slot, Quinyon on the outside.
I want to see Cooper on punt return so bad, bro. I think that's where he should be.
Yeah, for sure. But they probably look at it as, you know, protect their investment. You don't want the guy that had coming off a broken fibula, you know, from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's probably how they're thinking about it. But they definitely tried him out there during preseason, though. They tried it, but they probably was like, nah, we got crash dummies for that. Anyway, shout out to War V, man, with the $4.99 super chat. Really do appreciate you, bro. Let's see what the next one we got. Shaq BQ93 or Shaq B93, excuse me. He says, if Dean drops another pick 6, I'll bench him myself. Yeah, yo, if he would have caught that, would have blew the game wide open. Like the Eagles would have went up instead of the Packers going up. What was it? 1914. They would have been down 12-21. So yeah, man, you got to take advantage of those opportunities, especially when, you know, your stock is slowly rising, but you get a pick 6, that could change the whole way a city look at you.
That's a fact.
All right, let's see the next one. Thank you again, Shaq, by the way, for the super chat.
Appreciate
Maki X3. Symone, you want to read this one?
Sure.
I know. I couldn't take it serious myself either.
Thank you for the money. Now keep it pushing. Now walk off. Attitude. Now walk off.
You know, Maki,
I be being gagged when I read it. I said, cut.
Just because you paid for this one, and I think this one go directly to me too, so I'll read it for you. He said, cut or trade Jalen Hurts, dead ass. We need a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over. Yeah, Maki, you bugging. I appreciate your $5, but you smoking on that good, and it got you loaded. You tripping. Jalen Hurts is that guy, man, and I think he's gonna be okay going forward. I'm not sweating the mistakes he made. It's week 1. preseason, off-season rust, let them cook. That's all it is. Y'all the ones that got excited about them training camp, lack of interceptions. I told y'all to take that with a grain of salt. Y'all ain't listen. Anyway, shout out to Maki. Appreciate you for the $5 super chat. PD Tatted, LB, you want to check this one out?
He said, what y'all think about Dean taking White job? He deserved it. He took it. He earned it. Yeah, White got to scramble. White got to scramble.
Yeah. Facts. Good word, too. He took it. He wasn't giving it either. Last year, he was giving that spot.
And he didn't have a job. Nobody had a job coming in.
It was an open audition.
Openings.
That's true. That's a good point. Shout out to PD Tad with the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Mike Jank says JD and JC held their own, which allowed 17 and Bond to eat. You know, what's funny? Jordan Davis, we didn't really talk too much about him, but I don't think he was bad in that game. I felt like he held the line. I felt like he made it real hard for Jordan Love and Jalen Carter as well. I feel like they made it real hard for him in the interior. They didn't get the sacks, but you saw them really making him uncomfortable and kind of forcing him off his spots. And I just think JD made it easier for Dean and made it easier for Bond. You know, it's a thankless job what JD does.
A lot of people don't understand JD's job. His job is to soak up double teams and create those gaps for guys like Dean and Bond to exploit. He did his job. You know what I mean? Nose tackles don't get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sacks a season. Nose tackles are there to make a mess in the middle of the offensive line. Jordan Davis did what his job requires. He had a great game, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mike Jank. B Mills with the $4.99 super chat says hashtag Go Birds, got 2 sacks on from Nolan Smith, picked by Slay. Yeah, you know, Nolan, we'll see how he performs on that grass. Again, he looked like he would have got some sacks on Monday or on Friday, but he just couldn't really get his foot in. We'll see, because he's always close. You ever notice that? He just always a hair away, but just can't. You know, so we'll see. We'll see on Sunday. We'll see. And Slay, yeah, man, a pick would definitely help his legacy for sure. So thank you again, B Mills. Shaq with another super chat. He says, am I the only one who feels like Jalen is allergic to hitting the open person in the flat? There was a lot of easy games we could have had.
Yeah, he got to work on taking what the defense give him a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
He be wanting to hit AJ and Smitty, man, deep a lot. He got to work on taking what the defense give him a little bit.
Yeah, I was saying to somebody that on my last live stream, I was saying that you don't got to be Superman 100% of the time. Even he know when to take off the cape. He got to be Clark Kent, you know, every now and again.
Right.
You know what I mean, to get through customs. So like you can't just be Superman all the time. You can't be using you can't use a bazooka and an RPG all the time. Sometimes you may need a sniper. Sometimes you may need a pistol. So you got to know when to pick your spots. And Jalen just got to take what they give him. That's all. But yeah, Shaq, thank you again for the super chat, brother. We got 2 more left. Shine, one-on-one.
I Shine, my God. He said, you're all been saying this off season was if Dean can stay healthy, he will be him. Y'all know this too. Dean season, go Birds. Yeah, right now I ain't got no complaints about the defense, man, or the linebacker core, I should say.
Yeah, I ain't got complaints either. Zach Bond he altered the whole way we think about that linebacker core. Now let's see if they can keep it up. All right, let's see. Shaq Beat 93 with another super chat. He says, Symone, don't worry, we eating at Hell's Kitchen.
Heard that. Heard
that was an insider.
No, remember we was talking about. Remember I was saying we gonna eat regardless. It's just is it gonna be?
He said, what meal we gonna eat?
Fact. Well, I don't know about.
Joke. I'm screaming.
Well, you know what, Hell's Kitchen. Sometimes they hit or miss, man. He be yelling at them sometimes, man. I don't know.
True. No, but the Hell's Kitchen is like the real kitchen.
Oh, the real restaurant.
Like he got an actual restaurant called Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay joint.
Supposed to be fancy. Yeah.
Okay. Shay Lash. Thanks, Shaq. I appreciate you, brother, for the super chat. And last but certainly not least, my man, Benjamin Moore, OG, holding it down on the West Coast with the $2 super chat. He says, what are your thoughts about the quarterback 1 PFF ranking? You know, you got to take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt. You don't really know, like, you know who I listen to when it comes to quarterback dissection? Gate City Sports. He's reasonable, he's honest, and although he supports the Eagles, he's going to tell it. He's going to tell you what the numbers are supposed to tell you, and he's going to tell you from multiple perspectives, right? You know, different ways these companies calculate these numbers for these quarterbacks. it's weighted different. So yeah, that's what it come down to. It come down to how they weight it, how they grade it, and sometimes the film tell you something different than the numbers do. So yeah, shout out to Be More. Other than that, that was it. That was all the super chats, y'all. We appreciate y'all for locking in on the show. We thank y'all so much for supporting us each and every week, supporting us each and every day as we put out the content. The football season is in full effect. Week 1 down, many more to go. Your Philadelphia Eagles are 1-0, and I'm really happy about that. Laura Brunson, Symone, any final parting words for the people?
No, we're gonna be 2-0. We're gonna see y'all next week to talk about it. It's that easy. It's that simple.
2-0. I'll see y'all at the tailgate. I'll see y'all at the link. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Symone tired from all that traveling. She ain't recovered yet
at all.
I did though.
Oh man! On that note, y'all, we out of here.
You had the first part right. They was the one. They told you to wake up, not me in the chat. They said it again.
They be tripping. I don't know. I was
somebody else said, "LB, wake up."
Right. They be hating, man.
Oh man, listen, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Stay locked in on the content. Keep smashing that like button. He's Laura Brunson.
Yes, sir.
She's Symone Stanley. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. Y'all was tuned into the Link Up. We'll see y'all next week.